Hey guys, Jenny here. There was this video floating around on Facebook the other day, and it was of a horse rearing. And the horse was throwing a tantrum, and the horse was rearing, but you could tell the rider had a little bit of heavy hands. But the horse was just disrespecting her, and wanting to do its own thing. And you can't make me, because I'm gonna do my own thing. Is pretty much what the horse was doing. Okay. So I wanted to touch up on a bit. Now, I myself have never dealt with having to fix a rearing horse. Now, last year in June, I was riding this horse, and she broke in two, and she reared up, and she flipped over on me, and she broke my leg. I have a metal rod going from my hip to my knee, and it'll always be there. And from that, my back is severely messed up, and I can't bend over for long periods of time without causing severe pain, and I can't run anymore because it hurts my back too bad. I can't stand for long periods of time. When I'm moving, it's pretty okay, but I cannot stand for long periods of time at all. If I'm standing for more than 2 or 3 minutes in the same place at one time, I have to sit down because my back is so bad. I also have what is called lordiosis, and it's pretty much what sway back is in horses, and it's where it tilts my shoulders back, but my hips are placed forward on top of my thighs, and it gives me what is known as a hollow back. And so when I sit in the saddle and my hips are back, it tilts my shoulders forward, and it gives me this slump-looking position. But I've gotten a whole lot better because the trainer that I have, I love her to death. She has helped me a lot. Anyway, I want to get past that, but I was just giving my little experience with the rearing horse. Now, I don't know why that horse did that day. I don't know if something spooked her. I don't know if she just decided she was done. All I know is that she blew up, and the next thing I knew, I was in the ambulance headed to the hospital. So, anyway, I wanted to go over a few things. Now, there are a lot of methods that people say to get a horse to start rearing. Now, the old-timers will swear by this one. It is the egg over the head. And that is to give the effect of when the horse comes up and you smash that egg right over its head. And you have to have the perfect timing for this. When you smash that egg over the horse's head, it is supposed to simulate that they come up and hit their head and that they're bleeding. And that may work for some people, may work for some horses. I don't know, every horse is different. There's also the water balloon between the ears, water bottle, the wiffle bat, I don't know. The crop between the ears, once down, start pulling them in tiny circles. The tie down, now we'll get to that in a minute. And getting off and working the horse. Those are the only things I can get off the top of my head. Okay. Now the tie down. The tie down does nothing. If anything, it might cause the horse to have a little bit of a harder time going up, but once that tie down is off, that horse is going to go straight up and back. And I had an experience with the horse that did that. The guy that I used to work for, where I busted my leg, was like, "Put a tie down on that horse, it'll fix it." It didn't fix it. The horse just ended up rearing higher because as it braced on it, it could get up higher. So the tie down does not work at all. I mean, some people may swear by it, but it doesn't. It doesn't keep the horse from rearing, and it definitely will not keep you from getting hurt if the horse decides to just up and flip. So, tie down is a no-no. The things you need to check for if your horse is rearing: you need to check for teeth. You need to make sure their teeth are done. You need to check for pain. You need to check for saddle fit. You need to check and make sure that all your tack fits. And you, as the rider, need to make sure that you're not having heavy hands, which is making the horse pop up. Because if that happens, then you're just kind of screwed, because either you're going to have to learn how to have lighter hands, or you've just screwed that horse up for a long while until somebody else can come down the road and professionally fix that horse. Rearing is not an easy thing to fix. I'm telling you, it takes a lot to get a horse to stop rearing. It's not something that can just be fixed overnight. It is something that takes a while. If all else fails, go back to the basics. This is my first thing. If a horse starts rearing, make sure all the tack fits, everything else like I stated before, but go back to the basics. Earn the horse's respect back, because a lot of times when a horse rears, if you've ruled out pain and you've ruled out you don't have heavy hands, then it's the horse just being a complete ass. And it's the horse just throwing a tantrum, throwing a teenage tantrum. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's the horse. And so you need to go back to the brown pen, and you need to earn the respect back. You need to go back to the basics, and you need to teach them what the bit means again. You need to teach them that it means that they need to lower their head, you need to bit them back, and you need to make sure that they can flex side to side. You need to make sure that the horse realizes that the bit doesn't mean go up, it means for their head to come down. That's just my opinion. Now, what people don't go over is that forward movement when a horse rears is key. It is the number one key to keep a horse from moving. If a horse has all 4 feet moving and you are going faster than a walk, it can physically not rear and go up. Now, I have seen some horses just dead stop and go up, but when you are pushing them into the bit and getting them to collect and getting them to move forward off your leg and off your seat, they cannot physically go up. They just cannot physically go up. If you keep forward movement going, they cannot physically go up. Now, rearing is dangerous, and I just wanted to give a couple of pointers on that. Go back to the basics and remember forward movement is key. Now, I do not recommend anybody who has a rearing horse to try to fix it themselves, because if you're not a professional trainer and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what's causing the horse to rear, you're just going to end up getting yourself hurt. So go to a trainer and get the horse fixed. The second thing I really wanted to state on was do not teach your horse to rear for fun. If you're really inexperienced, do not teach your horse to rear for fun, because that is just going to lead to bad manners in the saddle. People will disagree with me on that, but I, for one, will never ever deal with a rearing horse again. Last year was enough to scar me for life. I just cannot and will not tolerate rearing horses. I broke down earlier this year because I was riding this horse and she was balking, and I popped her on the shoulder, and she jumped forward, and it caught me off guard, so I got flung back, and the bit hit her mouth, and she went straight up. The lady that I had riding with me, my trainer, she thought that she was actually going to flip with me, and when that horse went up, all I seen was flashbacks of the horse that had flipped over on me and broke my leg. Rearing is not fun. So again, go back to basics, and remember, forward movement is key to stop a horse from rearing. Forward movement is key. If you can't keep a horse moving, then you're pretty much screwed, because the only way to get a horse to stop rearing or to maybe fix it is to keep them moving. So, I don't know if you're going to think my video was helpful or not, and I don't know if I'm just rambling, but I just want people to know that rearing is dangerous, even if it's tiny pop-ups, because tiny pop-ups can lead to bigger rears. If your horse is rearing, please get professional help. You don't want a broken leg like mine. Okay. Thanks, guys. I hope this video helped you.